My friends, I want to talk to you today about something critical, something that will shape your life and your future. We all know that helping others is one of the noblest things we can do. But here's the thing, there are certain types of people you should not be helping. You see, when you're on your path to success, your time, your energy, and your resources are precious. You must use them wisely. Let me share with you 9 types of people you need to avoid giving your help to if you want to reach your full potential. Let me tell you something about the entitled ones. These are the people who walk through life with a mindset that says, the world owes me something. They believe that because they exist, they should automatically be given the things they want. You know the type, they're always waiting for the perfect opportunity to just fall into their lap, for someone else to fix their problems, and for life to hand them success on a silver platter. It's as if they expect the universe to cater to their desires without putting in any real effort. Now, I'll be the first to tell you life doesn't work that way. Nobody, and I mean nobody, is entitled to anything just because they're breathing. If you buy into this belief, you're setting yourself up for frustration, disappointment, and failure. Success doesn't just happen by accident. It's earned. And it's earned through hard work, consistency, discipline, and the willingness to get up when life knocks you down. These entitled people never seem to grasp that principle. They're always looking for a shortcut. They want the rewards, but they don't want to do the work. They want to be wealthy, but they don't want to make the sacrifices it takes to build wealth. They want to be fit, but they're not willing to put in the hours at the gym or make the tough choices when it comes to what they eat. They want to be successful, but they're unwilling to pay the price of persistence, learning, and growth. When you meet people like this, you'll notice that they've mastered the art of complaining. They complain about everything, the job they hate, the opportunities they didn't get, the people who don't understand them. But if you look closely, you'll realize that the real problem isn't the world around them. The real problem is their mindset. They think they're owed something, and they sit around waiting for it, not realizing that they are the only ones who can create their future. And here's the kicker when you try to help these entitled individuals, it's never enough. No matter what you give them, they're always looking for more. You could give them the world and they'd still ask, is this all there is? They'll drain your time, your energy, and your resources, and at the end of the day, they'll still be unhappy because they haven't learned the key to success, personal responsibility. They won't change until they realize that success is not something that's handed to you, it's something you must go out and create. So here's the truth, stop trying to fix these entitled people. It's not your job to change them, and it's certainly not your job to take on their burden. You have your own life to live, and you can't afford to spend all your time pouring into people who refuse to put in the effort themselves. Don't be fooled by their complaints or their excuses. Help people who are hungry for success, who are willing to put in the work and make the sacrifices. They are the ones who will appreciate your help, and they are the ones who will take that help and use it to move forward. When you recognize this, you can free yourself from the cycle of trying to help people who aren't ready to help themselves. You'll begin to realize that the only people you should invest your energy in are the ones who understand that success is a journey, not a handout. The entitled ones are lost in a fantasy, and it's up to you to stay grounded in the reality that success comes from effort, responsibility, and a willingness to do whatever it takes. Let me tell you about the negative people, the ones who have perfected the art of seeing the glass half empty, no matter how full it really is. These are the folks who walk into a room and without saying a word, manage to cast a shadow over everything. They're the ones who, no matter how much good is happening around them, will always find a way to point out what's wrong, what's missing, and what could go wrong. They never seem to notice the opportunities. All they see are the obstacles. You've met them. They're the people who have a complaint for everything. The economy's bad, they say. The government doesn't care, they claim. Nothing ever works out for me, they'll tell you. And what happens when you try to offer them a solution? They shoot it down. It doesn't matter how great the idea is or how practical the solution might be, these people are always ready to bring out their arsenal of excuses. They'll say, it's too risky, or it'll never happen. They'll give you every reason why something can't work, even before they've taken a single step toward making it happen. Now, here's the thing, negativity is contagious. Just like a positive attitude can lift you up and propel you forward, negativity can drag you down, slow you down, and make you question your own abilities. If you surround yourself with these negative individuals, they'll start to influence how you see the world. Before long, you'll find yourself looking at opportunities as problems, wondering if things will ever work out, and doubting your own potential. And that's a dangerous place to be, my friends. Because once doubt creeps in, it starts to erode your confidence, your drive, and your ambition. Let me ask you this: how much time do you really want to spend listening to people who always find the downside of every situation? How long do you want to entertain those who never seem to have a kind word to say or a positive thought to share? Helping them is a futile exercise because no matter how much good you offer, they'll continue to focus on what's wrong. They'll point out all the problems, all the reasons it won't work, and all the reasons they think you're wasting your time. You see, negative people can't see the bigger picture. They're so wrapped up in their own fears and doubts that they become blind to the possibilities that exist. And when you try to help them see things differently, it's like trying to light a match in a hurricane. Your positive energy will be blown out before it ever gets a chance to take hold. It's exhausting. It's draining. And it doesn't do you or them any good. So what do you do with these negative people? You don't need to be rude or dismissive, but you do need to protect your time, your energy, and your mindset. There's no room in your life for those who only see the obstacles. You need to be selective about who you allow into your circle. The people you spend your time with should be the ones who help you rise. The ones who challenge you to think bigger, to dream bolder, and to act with confidence. Now, I'm not saying that you should ignore reality. You should be aware of the risks, the challenges, and the tough times ahead. But you don't need to dwell on them. Instead, focus on what you can control, what you can change, and how you can move forward. The negative people, on the other hand, will always be stuck in the past, in the problems, and the excuses. They're waiting for things to change for them. But the truth is, things won't change until they change their mindset. So let them go. You don't need to carry their burden. There are plenty of people out there who will embrace positivity, who will see the opportunities, and who will push you to grow. Align yourself with those who are looking ahead, not those who are stuck looking down at the ground. You can't afford to waste your precious time and energy trying to change someone's perspective when they're not ready to change it themselves. You've got dreams to chase, goals to achieve, and a life to build. You can't let negative people keep you from your path. So protect yourself. Guard your mind, and remember this: you can't change the world for everyone, but you can change who you choose to surround yourself with. And that, my friends, will make all the difference in the world. Let me tell you about the complainers, the ones who have perfected the art of complaining. These people are quick to tell you what's wrong with the world, what's wrong with their lives, and what's wrong with everyone else. It doesn't matter how many good things happen around them, they're always focused on what's missing, what's unfair, or what's broken. You've met them, haven't you? The person who shows up and immediately starts telling you about their struggles, their hardships, and how terrible things are. It's like they're carrying a backpack full of problems, and every time you see them, they're unloading the weight on you. But here's the truth about the complainers: they're not looking for solutions. They're not interested in hearing your advice or seeing things from a different perspective. What they're really after is sympathy. They want you to feel sorry for them, to listen to their problems and validate their excuses. They don't want to take responsibility or change their circumstances. They just want to talk about how difficult life is. And no matter how many times you try to help, no matter how many times you offer solutions, they'll always find a reason why those solutions won't work. The economy's bad, their boss is awful, their family doesn't understand them. They'll always have an excuse for why they can't improve their situation. You see, this is the problem with complainers. They're stuck in a cycle. They've convinced themselves that their problems are bigger than any solution. They believe that they're powerless to change, and every complaint they make is just another confirmation of their belief. And the more they complain, the more they reinforce their own victimhood. It becomes a comfort zone for them. It's easier to complain than to take action. It's easier to blame circumstances than to face the hard work it takes to make a real change. Now, I want you to think about this for a moment. When you're around a complainer, what happens to you? You start to feel it too, don't you? Their negativity can begin to seep into your thoughts. They bring the mood down, they drain your energy, and after spending time with them, you can't help but feel like there's more wrong in the world than right. And here's the danger: if you're not careful, you'll start to absorb their mindset. You'll start to believe that problems are bigger than solutions. You'll start to think that success is out of reach, and that life is just a series of challenges you can't overcome. But that's not the truth. The truth is, problems are a part of life. Challenges are inevitable. We all face obstacles. But what separates the successful from the unsuccessful is how they deal with those challenges. The successful ones don't waste their time complaining. They take action. They find solutions, they make adjustments, and they move forward. They're not waiting for someone else to fix their problems, and they're not stuck in a cycle of negativity. So when you find yourself around complainers, ask yourself, is this really the person I want to be influenced by? Because the energy you spend listening to their endless complaints, their whining, and their excuses is energy you could be using to work on your own life. It's time to stop wasting your time on people who want to stay stuck. They've made their choice to stay in the problem, but you've got the power to choose a different path. You can choose to focus on solutions, on opportunities, and on growth. And here's something important. When you stop engaging with complainers, you're not being heartless. You're not abandoning them. You're simply choosing not to invest your energy in people who aren't ready to change. You're choosing to spend your time with those who are actively looking for ways to get better, to improve, and to grow. Because you can't help someone who doesn't want to help themselves. So let me give you some advice. Be mindful of who you surround yourself with. Don't get caught in the cycle of complaining. Choose to be around people who inspire you, people who challenge you to rise above the obstacles, and people who push you to be your best. Life isn't about what happens to you, it's about how you respond to what happens to you. You've got the power to create the life you want, but you can't do it by sitting around complaining about everything that's wrong. Instead of complaining, start looking for solutions. Instead of focusing on what you don't have, appreciate what you do have and figure out how to make the most of it. You see, life doesn't happen to you, it happens through you. And you can either be part of the problem or part of the solution. The choice is yours. Let me tell you about the victims, the people who are constantly living in the past. You know the type. They've been through something difficult, something painful, and instead of learning from it and moving forward, they wear it like a badge of honor. They walk around talking about how life has done them wrong, how unfair things have been, and how they've been dealt a bad hand. They've convinced themselves that their past defines their future, and they use it as an excuse for why they can't move ahead. Now, don't get me wrong, life can be tough. We all face challenges. We all go through setbacks. But the difference between those who succeed and those who don't lies in how they handle adversity. You see, a victim mentality is a mindset that keeps you stuck. The victims will tell you about their story over and over again, each time reinforcing the belief that they have no control over their circumstances. They'll blame their upbringing, their environment, their relationships, and everything else under the sun for why they are where they are. And when you listen closely, you'll hear the one common thread: they never take responsibility for where they are. They don't look in the mirror and say, I have the power to change this. They'll tell you about the things that happened to them. But what they don't understand is this life happens to everyone. It doesn't matter who you are or where you come from, everyone has to face challenges. But it's what you do with those challenges that sets you apart. You can't allow your past to dictate your future. You can't let your history control your destiny. The successful ones, the ones who really make a difference in this world, don't see themselves as victims. They see themselves as warriors. They take responsibility for their lives, and no matter what happens, they keep moving forward. I want you to understand something very important. As long as you see yourself as a victim, you give away your power. You give away your ability to change, to grow, and to create the life you want. You keep waiting for someone or something to fix things for you. And the reality is nobody's coming. It's on you. You have to take responsibility for your life. You have to take control of your future. You can't let the past hold you back. It's gone. What matters now is what you do today and what you do next. Victims are often stuck in a cycle of regret, bitterness, and fear. They regret the mistakes they made, but they don't learn from them. They're bitter about what others have done to them, but they never forgive or move on. They're afraid of what's coming next because they've convinced themselves that they're just not capable of succeeding. But the truth is, no one is immune to adversity. Everyone has struggles. Everyone has setbacks. But those who break free from the victim mentality don't let those setbacks define them. They let them fuel their drive to move forward. If you keep living as a victim, you'll miss out on the power of transformation. You'll miss out on the opportunities that lie ahead because you'll be so focused on the past that you won't see what's right in front of you. You'll waste your time complaining, blaming, and feeling sorry for yourself when you could be using that time to make changes, to learn, to grow, and to take action. Now, I want you to think about something. Every time you face a challenge, every time you hit a roadblock, you have two choices. You can either choose to stay stuck in the victim mentality, or you can choose to rise above it. You can decide that no matter what happens, you're going to take control of your life. You can decide that your circumstances don't define you, you define you. And it's not about pretending that life is perfect or that everything's always going to go your way. It's about recognizing that no matter what life throws at you, you have the strength, the power, and the ability to overcome it. You have the ability to learn from it, to grow from it, and to move on. When you stop seeing yourself as a victim and start seeing yourself as someone who can take responsibility, you'll unlock your potential. You'll realize that the key to success is within you. And the moment you decide to let go of the past, to stop blaming others, and to stop making excuses, that's the moment you begin to truly live. That's when you begin to see the possibilities in every challenge, the lessons in every setback, and the opportunities in every difficulty. The victim mentality will keep you stuck. It will keep you in the past, and it will prevent you from moving forward. But you don't have to stay there. You have the power to choose your future. You have the power to choose to stop being a victim and to start being the creator of your own destiny. And once you make that decision, nothing can hold you back. Let me tell you about the energy vampires. These are the people who drain the life out of you without ever offering anything back. They're the ones who seem to take, and never give. They can suck the energy out of a room just by walking into it. You know the type. You've been around them. They're the ones who call you up with the latest problem, the latest crisis, or the latest drama. And before you know it, you spend an hour listening to their endless complaints, their excuses, and their negativity. By the time they're done, you feel like you've run a marathon, even though you haven't moved an inch. Why? Because they have a way of taking your energy and leaving you completely drained. And here's the thing about these energy vampires. They don't even realize what they're doing. They don't see themselves as selfish or draining. They think they need you. They think they're looking for support. But what they're really looking for is someone to feed their emotional needs, their worries, and their problems. They want your time, your attention, and your compassion, but they never seem to give anything back. They won't support you when you need it. They won't celebrate your successes, and they certainly won't help you when you're struggling. All they want is for you to listen to them, sympathize with them, and be their emotional punching bag. And when you try to offer solutions, when you try to help them see the bigger picture, they shut you down. They don't want solutions. They don't want to hear about what they could do differently. They just want to stay in their misery, and they want you to join them there. They want to keep you stuck in their world of problems, drama, and negativity because it feeds them. It makes them feel like they're not alone in their struggles. But the truth is, they're not looking for solutions, they're looking for attention, and they'll take it at any cost. Now, here's where the danger comes in. If you're not careful, these energy vampires will start to affect your mindset. They'll start to steal your enthusiasm, your optimism, and your focus. You'll begin to feel like you're constantly dealing with their issues, and over time, you might forget about your own goals, your own dreams, and your own life. It's easy to get caught in their web, to get so involved in their problems that you lose track of what's important to you. And before you know it, you're stuck in a cycle of negativity, spending all your energy on people who are only interested in taking from you, rather than contributing to your growth. So here's what you need to do to protect your energy. You've got big goals, big dreams, and a vision for your life. You can't afford to spend all your time and energy on people who are unwilling to help themselves or who refuse to take responsibility for their own lives. You can't allow yourself to be drained by people who only want to complain and never want to change. You need to draw a line in the sand and decide who gets access to your time, your attention, and your emotional resources. This doesn't mean you have to be rude or heartless. You can still care for people, still offer them kindness and understanding, but you must set boundaries. When you recognize someone as an energy vampire, you don't need to give them all of your time and focus. You can listen, offer support, but also steer the conversation in a more positive direction. Encourage them to take responsibility for their own situation, to stop playing the victim, and to start taking action. But don't let them suck the life out of you. Don't let them drag you down to their level. And here's the most important thing to remember: you can't change them. These energy vampires won't change unless they decide to change themselves. They can't be saved unless they're ready to save themselves. Your job isn't to fix them. Your job is to protect your own energy and make sure you're surrounding yourself with people who lift you up, not drag you down. You want to be around those who inspire you, challenge you, and push you to be better. People who add to your life, not take from it. So be selective about who you spend your time with. Don't give away your energy to those who aren't willing to do the work to improve their own lives. Instead, spend your time with those who are eager to grow, to learn, to succeed. When you do, you'll find that your own energy is renewed, your optimism is restored, and your path forward is clearer than ever. Remember this: your energy is precious. Protect it. Guard it. Don't waste it on people who refuse to help themselves. Keep it for the people who are working towards something, who are committed to growth, and who will help you rise to new heights. When you surround yourself with the right people, you'll find that there's no limit to what you can achieve, and no amount of energy vampires will stand in your way. Let me tell you about the dream stealers, the ones who will rob you of your ambition, your passion, and your belief in yourself. These are the people who, when you share your big dreams, your goals, or your ideas, they don't lift you up. Instead, they try to tear you down. They might not always do it intentionally, but their words, their attitudes, and their actions have a way of making you question whether you can ever really achieve what you set out to do. You know the type. You've probably encountered them at some point in your life. They're the ones who, when you talk about your dreams, immediately start pointing out the reasons why it won't work. That's a great idea, but it's too risky, they say. People like us don't get lucky, they tell you. It's nice to dream, but the world doesn't work that way, they warn. They don't believe in possibilities, they believe in limits. They see the obstacles instead of the opportunities. And while they might sound like they're being practical or realistic, what they're really doing is planting seeds of doubt in your mind. Now, here's the thing, they don't mean to hurt you. They're not bad people. In fact, many of them genuinely care about you. But the problem is that they've been conditioned to think small. They've been conditioned to believe that success is for the lucky few, that big dreams are just fantasies, and that the path to greatness is filled with too many risks and too many failures. So when you share your dreams, they project their own fears and limitations onto you. But here's the truth, the world is full of dream stealers. They might be well-meaning friends, family members, or even colleagues. And while they may think they're protecting you from disappointment, what they're really doing is limiting your potential. They don't realize that they're trying to put you in a box to keep you small because they've never allowed themselves to dream big enough to see what's possible. And when you start thinking bigger, when you start believing that you can accomplish things that others say are impossible, it threatens their own worldview. So what do you do when you encounter these dream stealers? Do you listen to them? Do you allow their doubts and their negativity to control your future? Or do you stand tall, trust in your vision, and pursue your dreams regardless of what others say? I'll tell you this, it's your dream. It's your life. And only you have the power to decide what's possible for you. Dream stealers will always be there. There will always be someone who doesn't believe in what you can do. But their doubts and fears are not your responsibility. It's not your job to convince them. It's your job to keep moving forward, to keep believing, and to keep pursuing your goals no matter what they say. You see, people who doubt you don't define you. They only define themselves. They can't see what you can see. They can't hear what you hear. They haven't experienced what you've experienced, and they certainly haven't felt the burning desire inside you to go after something greater. And that's okay. You don't need their approval to chase your dreams. You don't need their permission to succeed. You don't need anyone's validation except your own. Your belief in yourself is all that matters. Now, you must remember this: when someone tries to steal your dreams, they are revealing something about themselves, not about you. They are showing you their own limitations, their own fears, and their own unwillingness to believe that anything is possible. But you have the ability to rise above that. You have the power to keep your vision clear and your purpose strong. You are the one who has the capacity to turn those dreams into reality. So how do you protect yourself from dream stealers? First, be very careful about who you share your dreams with. Not everyone is ready to support you. Some people aren't ready to see you succeed because it makes them uncomfortable with their own lack of progress. They may not say it, but deep down, they fear what your success might mean for them. Be discerning about the people you allow into your inner circle. Surround yourself with those who lift you up, those who believe in possibilities, and those who encourage you to keep going, even when it gets tough. Secondly, never let the opinions of others dictate your path. When someone doubts you, when someone tells you that your dreams are impossible, that's not a reflection of your potential, it's a reflection of their own limitations. Don't internalize their negativity. Don't let it become your truth. Instead, listen to your own inner voice. Listen to the fire that burns inside you. That's the voice that knows what you're capable of. That's the voice that's telling you that the world is waiting for you to step up and do something amazing. Finally, understand this: dream stealers are not your enemy. They're simply a part of the process. Every person who's ever achieved something great has faced people who doubted them. Every person who's ever stepped out and done something remarkable has had to fight against the forces of negativity. But it's those very doubts, those challenges, that make success so sweet. So don't be afraid of them. Use them as fuel to propel you forward. The louder they get, the stronger you become. Your dreams are yours for a reason. Don't let anyone steal them. Keep going, stay focused, and believe in your vision. The world needs your greatness, and you are more than capable of achieving everything you've set your mind to. You don't need permission to dream. All you need is the courage to follow through. Let me tell you about the lazy ones, the people who know what they should be doing but never seem to do it. They talk about their goals, their dreams, their desires, but they're never willing to put in the effort it takes to achieve them. You've met them before. They're the ones who have all the excuses, all the reasons why now isn't the right time to take action. They wait for the perfect moment, the perfect conditions, or the perfect opportunity, but it never comes. And in the meantime, they stay stuck. They stay comfortable in their routine, stuck in their comfort zone, waiting for something to change without ever taking the first step themselves. They talk about success, but they don't do the work. They dream big, but they don't get out of bed early enough, stay up late enough, or push themselves hard enough. They say, I want to be successful, but their actions speak differently. Their actions say, I'm happy with where I am. They say, I want to lose weight, but they're not putting down the junk food or going for that run or hitting the gym. They say, I want to build a business, but they never make the call, send the email, or write the plan. They're experts at talking about what they want, but not doing what it takes to make it happen. Now, here's the problem with the lazy ones. They never realize that the only thing standing between them and their success is their own willingness to work. They think that success comes by chance, or by luck, or by waiting for the stars to align. But they couldn't be more wrong. Success doesn't happen by accident. Success happens when you get up, get moving, and put in the work. It's about showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it. It's about making progress, even when it feels small or insignificant. It's about discipline, consistency, and a relentless commitment to your goals, no matter what. The lazy ones think they can coast through life. They think they can get by with the bare minimum. But what they don't understand is this: the world doesn't reward the minimum. The world rewards those who go above and beyond, who push themselves when others are quitting, who rise above their circumstances, and who put in the hours when everyone else is sleeping. The lazy ones want the rewards without the effort, the success without the sacrifice, and the results without the hustle. Now, let me be clear about something. Being lazy doesn't just mean sitting on the couch and doing nothing all day. It's also about the times when you avoid doing what you know you should be doing. It's about procrastination, about putting things off, about waiting for the right time. The lazy ones are experts in postponing their progress. They say, I'll start tomorrow, and then tomorrow turns into next week, and next week turns into next month. They wait for inspiration to strike, but they fail to realize that action breeds inspiration. It's not about waiting for motivation to come to you. It's about taking action first, and then the motivation follows. What happens when you live like this? What happens when you let laziness dictate your actions? Eventually, you start to lose your drive. Your dreams start to fade. Your goals seem farther and farther away. And then you start making excuses. You tell yourself it's too late for me, or I'm just not cut out for this, or maybe I wasn't meant for success. But the truth is, you were meant for greatness. You were meant for more than sitting on the sidelines waiting for life to happen to you. You were meant to get in the game, to take control, and to do whatever it takes to make your dreams come true. The lazy ones are the ones who spend their time complaining about their situation but never do anything to change it. They blame the economy, the government, their job, their family, and everyone else for why they're not where they want to be. But here's the truth. It's not about your circumstances. It's about your choices. You can't control the outside world, but you can control your actions. You can control your effort. You can control your work ethic. And when you take control of those things, you take control of your life. It doesn't matter where you start. It doesn't matter how small your beginnings are. What matters is that you start. What matters is that you decide that you're no longer going to let laziness and excuses stand in your way. It's about making the decision to take action today, not tomorrow. It's about getting up every morning and doing something to move yourself closer to your goals. It's about making progress, even if it's just a little bit at a time. Here's the thing. Nobody is going to hand you success. Nobody is going to come along and make your dreams come true for you. If you want something, you have to work for it. If you want to be great, you have to earn it. Success isn't given, it's earned through hard work, dedication, and persistence. So stop waiting for the right time. Stop waiting for someone else to make your dreams a reality. Get up, get moving. Start working. Eighth, the lazy ones may stay stuck. They may never change. But you don't have to be like them. You have the power to take action, to build the life you want, to create the success you deserve. The difference between where you are and where you want to be is simple work. The question is, are you willing to do what it takes? Are you willing to make the sacrifice? Are you willing to take action even when it's hard? Because if you are, there's nothing that can stop you. Let me tell you about the blamers, those who spend their entire lives pointing fingers. They're the ones who are never willing to take responsibility for where they are. They blame everyone and everything for their situation. It's always someone else's fault. If things aren't going well, they'll tell you it's because of their boss, their spouse, their parents, the economy, or the government. The list is endless. But one thing remains constant: they never look in the mirror. They never look at themselves and ask, what could I have done differently? The blamers are experts at deflecting accountability. They don't see the power they have to change their own circumstances. Instead, they focus all their energy on what's wrong with the world, the people around them, and the system they're part of. It's easier to blame others, right? It takes less effort, less courage, and less self-reflection. But here's the problem: when you blame others for your circumstances, you give away your power. You make yourself a victim of everything outside of you. And as long as you see yourself as a victim, you'll never truly have control over your life. It's easy to blame other people. It's easy to point fingers and say, if only this had happened, or if only they had done that. But the hard truth is, you are responsible for your own life. What happens to you is largely determined by what you do, how you respond, and the decisions you make. You might not always be able to control what happens to you, but you can always control how you react. That's where your power lies. The blamers don't understand that success and fulfillment are not about what others do for you or what others withhold from you. It's about what you do for yourself. It's about taking full responsibility for your actions, your thoughts, and your choices. When you point the finger at someone else, you take your power and hand it over to them. But when you take responsibility for your own life, you own your power. You take control of your own destiny. You make the choice to rise above the obstacles, to face challenges head on, and to move forward with determination, regardless of what's going on around you. Now, I get it. Life isn't always fair. Sometimes things happen that are beyond our control. People hurt us. The economy shifts. Doors close unexpectedly. But here's the secret: no matter what happens, you can always choose how you respond. You can choose to remain a victim, to keep blaming others, or you can choose to stand tall, take responsibility, and do something about it. You can choose to take charge of your life instead of letting life take charge of you. The problem with blaming is that it keeps you stuck. It keeps you trapped in a cycle of helplessness. The longer you point fingers, the longer you remain where you are. Blaming others for your situation doesn't solve anything, it just perpetuates the problem. You'll never move forward as long as you're focused on what's wrong with the world or the people around you. The truth is, you don't need to change the world to be successful, you need to change yourself. You need to change your mindset, your attitude, and your actions. You need to stop looking outside for answers and start looking within. If you want to be successful, if you want to achieve greatness, you have to take full responsibility for your life. You have to say, I'm in control. I may not be able to control everything that happens to me, but I can control what I do about it. I can control my attitude, my work ethic, and my choices. I'm not going to sit around waiting for someone else to fix things. I'm going to do what it takes to move forward. When you stop blaming others, you stop being a victim. You stop giving away your power. You take back control. And when you take control, you begin to see opportunities instead of obstacles. You start looking for solutions, not excuses. You become a creator of your own circumstances instead of a product of them. But here's the key: this doesn't mean that life will always be easy. It doesn't mean that there won't be challenges, setbacks, or disappointments. But it does mean that no matter what happens, you will be in charge of how you respond. You will be the one who determines your future. The blamers are always looking for someone to blame when things go wrong. But the successful ones, they look in the mirror and ask, what can I do to improve? What can I learn from this? How can I use this challenge to grow and get better? It's not about waiting for the perfect circumstances. It's not about waiting for the world to change or for others to behave differently. It's about taking full ownership of your life and your decisions. It's about realizing that you are the one who can create the life you want. The moment you stop blaming others, you free yourself to take action, to learn from your mistakes, and to grow. Here's what I want you to understand: when you blame others, you're handing them the power to control your life. When you take responsibility, you're taking back your power. You're stepping into the driver's seat and deciding where you want to go. You're no longer a passenger, waiting for life to take you somewhere. You're in control of the wheel, and you can steer your life in any direction you choose. So stop blaming others. Stop giving away your power. Take responsibility for your own life, your choices, and your future. When you do that, everything changes. You'll start moving forward. You'll start seeing results. You'll start living the life you've always dreamed of. And no one will be able to take that away from you.